And I'm David. And we're talking about Survivor and another crazy tribal council.
I love this cast.
Woo.
They are out of their minds and constantly playing.
There's just no such thing as loyalty either.
No. So good. So we come back, obviously, from a crazy tribal before, which made Chrissy realize that Ben has been a traitor.
Yes.
So she's going after Ben.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck? I've been loyal to you since day one. And I was actually surprised at how Ben handled it.
Yeah. He was like not really friendly at all and just kind of, I mean, Chrissy called him a jerk and he was being a jerk.
Because he was being a jerk.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't trying to play. I felt like he wasn't playing the game at that point.
Yeah. He just
wasn't
felt
trying
too
to cover
comfortable.
his butt or whatever. Yeah. He was just like, nah, my plan doesn't align with you and I don't owe you any answers.
Yeah. And like, it was just, he felt so confident in this foursome that he was like, whatever, I don't need Chrissy, I don't need Ryan, I don't need Mike. And he had that kind of an attitude about it.
Which,
and I did love when Ben was like, you can't mother me right now, Chrissy. And she was like, I'm not mothering you, I don't call my kids a jerk.
Yeah, seriously. She had a good point. I was surprised that because they were loyal to each other.
Yeah. Why burn that bridge?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But anyway, he did.
Mm-hmm.
They were on the outs, and we go to the reward challenge.
Yes.
Which was family.
Oh, so emotional for everyone.
I mean, these family reward meetup moments are so crazy because you have already broken these people down.
Yeah.
The littlest thing is going to like just destroy them.
Yes.
And then it's a big thing that's handed to them.
Right.
And they all lose it.
Sobbing and sobbing. The one thing I wonder is, you know how for some of them, Jeff says, Devin, who do you want to see? And he goes, my mom. And they go, let's get your mom out here.
Yeah.
But then like for Lauren, Jeff's just like, Lauren, let's get your sister out here. I always wonder if he was like, Lauren, who do you want to see? And she's like, my daughter. And he's like, ooh, we don't have your daughter.
I know. I wonder that too. I mean, I would imagine when you're cast on the show, you say who you want.
Oh, I see.
And an arrangement is made.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're all signing their life away.
Right.
You know, NDA agreements. All of that is happening beforehand.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that like 75% of the time, you know who's showing up.
That's true.
But I do wonder that as well. Of like, does something happen?
Right.
And they say, my mom. And they're like, no, how about your dad?
Yeah. Right.
Did you mean your dad?
Right. But they all
know.
seem, you know, very happy to see
course.
whoever is there. And
and I was surprised that Lauren was like, I'm living my sister's dream. She was the one who wanted to come on the show. I was like, oh, what?
Yeah, Lauren's like, I just went to an open casting call and made it. Like,
awkward.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then the family members get to participate in this reward challenge. So they, you know, each have a bag and they're trying to draw the matching marbles.
Totally random.
But everybody gets eliminated on the first pick,
chance.
except for Ben and Chrissy. And it comes down to those two. And then
Ironic.
Chrissy, yeah, I know, right? And then Chrissy wins. So she gets to spend time with her husband back at camp. And of course, she gets to choose other people from the tribe.
And her first choice, obvious, Ryan.
Yes.
The only one who has been loyal to her for this whole time. They're still solid. Ryan, you know, doesn't even think about it.
Yeah.
Then she gets another pick.
Yeah.
So she picks Mike, which is
Makes
interesting
sense.
because just the night before, Mike was the third person who was blindsided.
Yes.
It's just the three of them who were blindsided.
Yep.
Then she gets another one.
Yeah. So she's got to pick someone from this alliance of four, and she picks Ashley.
Makes sense. Ashley, I thought she was close to Ashley at some point.
Yeah.
So that's sort of reaching back. Remember we used to talk game kind of thing? But it was amazing that she was like totally sliding Ben.
Yeah. She was like, you picked the wrong time to be in a fight with me, Ben.
I thought for sure Ben's wife coming out and their emotional meeting would make Chrissy go, I'm going to use this to reestablish my relationship with Ben.
Mend fences.
He deserves to see his wife.
Yeah.
Like, that's where my head was.
Me too.
Nope.
Not Chrissy. And then what I thought was interesting too,
Chrissy, guys.
about this reward, they go back to camp and they're talking game pretty much the whole time. There wasn't a whole lot of like, it's so good to see you, I've missed you, this and that. Like Chrissy was like in it with her husband, like this is what's happening and we were blindsided and blah, blah, blah.
Right. I mean, I'm sure they did some family catch-up
sure.
that was not shown to us.
Yeah.
But Chrissy has made it clear that she's been watching this show forever.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that her husband sits there and watches it with her.
Yeah.
And they've talked about this. So she was like, this is what's happening.
Yeah. And she picked Ashley for a reason. She said that, you know, she thought Ashley was going to be the easiest out of that group of four to sway.
Which is true.
And she took Ashley right aside and said, you know, we got to get Ben out. What do you think?
Yeah.
And Ashley, you know, she was receptive to it.
It didn't look like she was receptive in front of Chrissy, but we know that she had already planted those seeds with her alliance members. Yeah. So this would probably be an easy thing. Sure enough, we get back to camp and it comes up. But before we get to that, we should say, while this group is at reward, the group back there is looking for an idol. And Ben's making a fake idol.
Right. So he's taken the string or something from the idol that he already has, and he makes this fake idol, and he shows Devin, and he's saying, I'm going to hide, we're going to find the real idol, and we're going to hide the fake one, because then when, you know, Chrissy and Ryan find this fake idol, they're going to stop looking for the real one. And,
I mean, he pretty much clearly was like, and Chrissy, and when Chrissy finds it, and I hope Chrissy finds it, it'd be great if Chrissy finds it.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's mad at Chrissy.
You're right.
Okay, great. So they're looking and hiding, and sure enough, while they're looking, Lauren does find the clue.
Yes.
Which was half an idol. And then she has to find the other half, which would be at the immunity challenge, is what it says.
So she's sort of in charge of this idol now because she found it. She also makes a comment before they go to immunity that she's recognizing that Ben is doing this whole charade just to get back at Chrissy. Even though Chrissy didn't really ever do anything to Ben. But she's just like, this is what I don't like about Ben. Like, he's taking things personally and really trying to get...
He's not really playing the game.
Yeah.
Immunity challenge!
Yes.
This was one of those just, well, whatever.
Yeah.
So hard and so annoying and whatever. Ben's out first, which was interesting because he was potentially a target. He's out first.
Yep.
And then it comes down to Devin and Ashley. And Devin outwardly, to me, he pulled a big brother move.
Yeah.
Where you're like...
making a deal or something.
Making a public deal.
Yeah.
And making it very clear who you're aligned with.
Yeah.
Ashley says, sure, great.
Yeah.
You go ahead and drop. I'll take this immunity.
So he does. And then Ashley wins immunity. You know, they agree, like, shoulder rub for the winner or whatever. But people are taking notice. Like, wait a minute. It's just like a power couple that we need to break up potentially at some point.
Yeah, is it really an alliance of 4? Is it just these 2?
Yeah,
you know.
And Jeff made a comment about it, and Devin was like, look, everybody knows Ashley and I are tight, so it's no big deal.
Okay, well, great. Now everybody knows if they didn't.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Lauren finds the shell that she needs to find at her station, and she's sort of, you know, she knocks it around a little bit and then picks it up and is dusting it off and looking around at it, trying not to be obvious that she's, like, pocketing this shell that's the other half of an idol.
Right. And it looked like she was just casually playing with a shell, which I'm sure is
something you do. Yeah.
But it was obvious as well.
People saw that she picked up the shell.
So we get back to camp. And now is when Ashley brings it up with Lauren and Devin again.
Ben's a threat.
Guys.
We can't let him stick around forever.
And of course they're debating like, he's obviously a threat, but like now, don't we want to get Chrissy out
or
now?
Ryan. Yeah, right. Everyone's really focused on Chrissy for the most part.
She's also a threat. She's equally as much of a threat as Ben. So which one do we get out now? It's kind of the conversation. Well, who's lurking behind the bushes?
Ben. He just has a habit of hearing people talking about him.
Meaning he slowly speaks up when people are whispering.
Yes. So he goes right up to him, and it's super awkward. They do not cover themselves well at all. He's like, everything okay? And they're like, yeah? Yeah. It's just so obvious that they were just talking about him.
So who are you thinking?
Yeah.
Chrissy, right? Yeah, Chrissy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta learn how to fake conversations when you go on these shows.
So he knows something's up now. So he's going on the offensive. And he's going to Ryan, and he's going to Mike, and he's saying, we gotta get Lauren out. Lauren has an advantage, an extra vote. Lauren just found an idol. You saw her pick up that shell on the beach today. That was the other half of her idol.
Yep.
She has too much power.
Gives out this information. First he gets Mike over. Mike's easy, he's in limbo, whatever.
Right, yeah.
Then he goes to Ryan. Ryan's like, well, this is interesting information. Let's roll with this.
Yeah.
Now he goes to Chrissy.
Yes.
Now obviously Chrissy's like, don't talk to me. I don't want to talk to you.
Right.
Why do I trust you? You've burned me, blah, 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 blah,
blah.
blah.
Right. When she was talking to Devin, and they were talking about Ben, and then Ben walks up again. I don't know how he does it.
He doesn't care.
And then he he's like, well, what were you talking about? And Chrissy's like, you really think I would tell you 1 ounce of what we were talking about?
Which
I was like,
is so
whoa,
what
Chrissy.
you want to say,
Yeah,
right? That's what you always want to say. Usually people don't say it.
Right.
She did.
So she's not buying what Ben is selling, and she has her sights elsewhere.
I mean, he does power through, and he's given her that information. She has an advantage. She has an idol.
Yeah.
You know, that's good stuff to get people moved over. So now she's thinking, and she's thinking about it.
Right.
But can I trust him?
Right.
Which clearly, past 2 tribal, she shouldn't have trusted him. So.
Yeah, right. So then Devin finds out that Ben has this plan, and he's going after Lauren.
But how does Devin find out? Because of crazy Mike.
Right.
What is happening? So all of a sudden, Mike is like, well, we need a plan B.
Right.
Because is Mike just crazy and likes to stir things up?
I mean, to me, the only thing that makes sense is he's been blindsided the past few tribal councils, going in thinking he knows what the plan is, and now he's probably like, well, Ben said this is the plan, but I need an alternate plan also.
Yeah, I think he feels so out of control that he can't just roll with things. He has to stir the pot and just mess it up.
He's trying to make moves and, you know, play Survivor, I guess. So
okay, well, interesting strategy because now all of a sudden Mike goes to Devin and Ashley and is like, I just got some information. Ben's going after Lauren. And they're like, oh, what?
So, Devin, of course, what's the first thing he does? He takes that information to Lauren. And he's like, Ben's trying to blow up your game and get you out of here tonight. He's telling everyone that you have this advantage in this idol.
Everyone now knows everything.
Right.
It's
no
all
secrets.
Out. Yes.
No secrets.
Right. I don't know that Lauren really had anything she could do. Like, I don't know what her strategy really was, but she made an interesting strategy of splitting her idol, sharing it with Mike.
Mike.
Why Mike?
It made no sense.
I mean, is it because Mike's the one that divulged the information?
I guess.
So she's like, thank you?
Right. And she's probably thinking like, well, if Ben's going after me, he's trying to get Mike and Ryan and Chrissy to vote for me. So I guess she's trying to build trust.
We need Mike over on this side. People. Yeah. Well, she did that.
Uh-huh.
So,
and Mike immediately is like, well, this is one of the dumbest moves ever in Survivor. Why would you do that?
Yeah, and he didn't even really play it off to her either. He was just like, okay.
Cool, thanks.
And he grabbed it and you walked away.
Yeah.
No, like, you got it, girl. Right here.
I got your back. Yeah.
No. He just walked off with that and then he's like, well, that was dumb.
Right.
We get to tribal.
Yes.
And seemingly pretty quickly, it's utter chaos.
Yes.
They're just rolling with Ben's talking about Lauren, Lauren's talking about Ben.
Right.
Chrissy's talking about Ben. Like everyone is just out with everything.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing about Survivor that's so different from Big Brother. Is Survivor, you just say everything.
I mean,
and especially this season, no secrets. And then out of nowhere, Mike gets up and throws a shell in the fire.
Yeah.
He's like, Jeff, I've been wanting to do this for 15 years. And he just throws Lauren's shell in the fire.
Again, with Mike, no strategy, no gameplay. He just wants to do these big crazy things.
Right, yeah.
That's all he actually wanted to do.
Yeah.
He doesn't think about like, who am I working with down the road?
Right.
Well, so Lauren is being called out by Ben. And Lauren's like, I don't have the advantage. It's not here. It can't be played.
It's back at camp.
And she's like, I gave half the idol away. She's trying to make it look like I'm not a threat.
Right.
And that's when he takes the moment to be like, yeah, I got half of it. I want to throw it in the fire.
Boom. So then Jeff's like, whoa, well, that was part of an immunity idol, and now it's being burned in the fire.
And then this is when an interesting moment happens, because Ben's like, look, all of these things being mentioned are only dangerous because they're out in the open.
Yeah.
No one can keep a secret. Everyone knows everything. Good point, because he's the only one who has kept a secret up until this point.
Yeah.
He has an idol that no one knows about.
Yep.
And so with this utter chaos that then spirals into like this individual conversation, this individual conversation.
Oh
like,
my gosh.
They're just openly changing their mind or debating. Are we still, are we Lauren, Ben? They're back and forth, and Ben's just like, whatever, they're talking about me or Lauren. That's what they're trying to decide.
And he's like, all I know is I'm writing down Lauren's name, so like, let's vote. I'm ready.
And so they're like, fine, let's go vote.
And I was like, how is this gonna go? I thought it was gonna be split between Ben and Lauren, just based on the conversations that were going on, because Ryan was insistent that they keep the vote on Lauren. Yeah, it was crazy.
Well, turns out that all of the votes went to Ben
except Ben's, and his went to Lauren.
His 1 vote for Lauren, which is all we needed because he played that idol for himself.
Yeah.
And everyone's face is shocked.
Yes, right.
Because they didn't know about that idol.
He was, and everyone knew about his fake idol because Lauren put him on blast about making the fake immunity idol. And so then he does a whole show, which was great. You know, I made this fake immunity idol, but I also got this one. And everyone's like, what? Oh no, because they all realize we all voted for him. So then all the votes are being read out, and I just, once it gets like 5 votes for Ben, I'm like, oh, they all voted for Ben, and Lauren's gonna go home with 1 vote.
1 vote from Ben.
Yeah.
Is all it took. And Lauren was out.
Yeah.
Almost with an idol.
Yeah, I know.
And with an advantage.
Yeah.
I mean.
Huge bummer for her.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't have really mattered because her extra vote would have gone to Ben.
Right.
And it would have just not counted.
Been, yeah, void. But she could have used the idol. If she hadn't given it to Mike, she could have used that immunity idol. If she hadn't given it to Mike and in a smart play, played that idol for herself, they would have then probably gone to stones or something else would have happened because the votes were only for 2 people and they both had idols. Right. So I don't know how that works actually. Yeah. Would they have had to vote for other people? Would they had to go back to a second vote? Yeah. Maybe they would have without Ben and Lauren because both of them were safe. Yeah, that would have been interesting.
That would have been crazy. Then it would have been Chrissy probably.
Probably, yeah.
Because what do you do then? Mm-hmm. Well then I guess those of us rooting for Chrissy.
Yeah, Chrissy has Lauren to thank for her place in the game right now.
But now once again, you know, another person has made themselves more of a threat. No one, I mean, who wants to work with Ben right now?
I know. He's the new Joe.
Yeah.
Like in 1 week, he suddenly became the new Joe, and I just don't see a way forward for him.
And I mean, Mike is the only person who could align with him, but you can't trust Mike.
Yeah.
Mike's a crazy person. Cannon. Yeah. It's interesting because Chrissy and Ryan have definitely...
They're solid.
Solid.
Yeah.
Now, Devin and Ashley seem pretty darn solid. Yeah. What does that mean?
What happens, yeah.
Yeah.
And we saw in the preview for next week that, of course, everyone is gunning for Ben, but then Chrissy is kind of like, well, I want Ashley out, actually, which I think is kind of a smart move at this point because Ben is like Joe. No one really wants to work with him. He's an island at this point, right? But Ashley and Devin are a public power couple. Right. So to try to break that up and Ashley keeps winning immunity, you know, it's not a bad move maybe to get Ashley out.
Yeah, I mean, that's always the struggle. That person's a threat, but they're an island right now. No one's working with them. You go get, you know, a duo or something like that out, and then this person now has an alliance and they're harder to get out. Right. But that's the game.
So we'll see what happens.
Oh my gosh, what do you guys think is going on? I honestly can't predict who the final 3 is going to be.
I have no clue.
They're all over the map with these people.
Yeah.
Tell us what you guys think.
Yes, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.